Hello everyone. Today I wanted to talk to you about something that might seem cool, but is actually a big problem: vaping. You know those little devices that puff out clouds of fruity smelling smoke? That might look fun, but vaping is very dangerous, and I think it should be banned in America personally. First off, vaping is really bad for your health. The companies that make vapes often say it's safer than smoking cigarettes, but safer doesn't actually mean safe. I read an article from tobaccofreekids.org, and it stated youth use of nicotine is any form, including e-cigarettes, is unsafe. Nicotine is a highly addictive drug and can cause harm to adolescent brains and that are developing, particularly the parts of the brain responsible for attention, memory, and learning. Vapes still contain nicotine, which is a super addictive chemical. Nicotine messes with your brain, especially if you're young. It can make it hard to focus, learn, and can even lead to mood swings. Plus, a lot of vape juices have chemicals that can hurt your lungs. You've probably heard of popcorn lung, a condition where your lungs get damaged and you end up struggling to breathe. That doesn't sound cool, does it? Not really. And it's not just about the lungs. Vaping can hurt your whole body. Some studies have even shown it can increase your heart rate and blood pressure, which can lead to heart problems. There have been multiple cases where people ended up in the hospital because their lungs basically shut down from vaping. Secondly, another thing I'd like to bring up is how tired vapes are to young children these days. Vape companies aren't just making regular tobacco flavors. They're making cotton candy, bubblegum, and mango flavors. I mean, who are they really trying to fool? Because adults don't even use cotton candy flavors. They use like tobacco, menthol, flavors like that. So obviously a child's gonna want to use a fun flavor like cotton candy. According to the CDC, millions of middle and high school students are using e-cigarettes. These kids are getting hooked on nicotine at an early age, which could lead them to start smoking regular cigarettes later on. It's like setting them up for a lifetime of bad habits. Another big issue is that vaping isn't as regulated as it should be. Traditional cigarettes have tons of rules around them, like warning labels and age restriction, but vapes slip through the cracks when they first hit the market. Even now, there are illegal sales happening, and underage kids are getting their hands on these devices too easily. Some vapes are even being sold on the black market, which is super dangerous because you don't really know what's in them. There have been reports of fake vape cartridges containing dangerous substances that have led to serious health problems. On top of all of this, vaping can be really dangerous in other ways too. Did you know that some vape pens can actually explode? It sounds wild, but it's very much true. There have been many cases where people have got burned and injured because their vape device malfunctioned. When I was doing my research on vaping and came across a website that had pictures, and it showed the people's injuries, and most of the people had head injuries and hand injuries from these exploding vapes. Now, you shouldn't have to worry about a vape blowing up in your face just because you wanted a quick hit. And let's not forget about the environment. Vapes are often made with plastic, metal, and batteries. When people throw them away, they don't always do it properly, which can lead to pollution. Those tiny little vape pods and disposable e-cigarettes are adding to the plastic waste problem we already have. Plus, the chemicals inside them can leak into the soil and water, causing even more harm to our plants and animals in our agriculture. Now, some people argue that vaping helps smokers quit traditional cigarettes, and while that might be true for some people, the risks still outweigh the benefits. There are other ways to quit smoking, like patches, gum, and support programs. They don't involve inhaling potentially harmful chemicals. In conclusion, vaping is harmless to our environment and our bodies. It's bad for your health. It targets young people. It lacks proper regulation. It poses risks and injuries, and it's not great at all. If we want to protect our health and our future, we need to take action. That's why I believe vaping should be banned in America. Thank you for listening, and I hope you will stop vaping if you vape.